Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're playing the Odd Knight. Now, if you can't tell from my voice, I'm a little bit under the weather, so as usual, just getting my excuses out there if it's slightly messy solved compared to normal. Now, I guess with a name like that, I just couldn't imagine anything other than what you see in this thumbnail, which is Sleuth time traveling again. I guess joining a bunch of knights, being the odd one out very obviously by not wearing his visor, wearing armor that looks slightly differently, it's not even the same colors, Sleuth, and doesn't have the purple cloak around him. So it definitely stands out as the odd knight. Right, I'm going to conserve my energy for the puzzle. Let's take a look at today's rule sets and Sudoku. So, the Odd Knight by Megan 033. Rules-wise, we've got fairly straightforward set of rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Fairly standard. Obviously, the clue is given here in the name, so not surprising. There is an anti-knight move, so cells separated by a knight move in chess cannot contain the same digit. So if you imagine that this cell here is 2, normal Sudoku means not in the column, row, or box. Obviously, the 2 has to be unique in all of these, but also a chess knight's move away. So 2 steps forward, 1 step to the side, kind of the classic L shape that a knight move does in a chess. So this cell here couldn't be 2, this cell here couldn't be 2, and you end up with this incredible just restriction, particularly when you couple it with Sudoku in terms of all the cells that now cannot be a 2 either. We have digits in a white circle must appear at least once in the surrounding 4 cells. So really we have quads circles here, all of them made up of 4 digits, and essentially showing us where all the even digits are in a bunch of cells. So essentially these cells are made up from 2, 4, 6, and 8, and you end up repeating 2, 4, 6, and 8 around each one of these circles. Excuse me, I'll try to pause between coughs, so you don't have to necessarily watch it. But I imagine that's how it's getting the name, because it's the Odd Knight, so I guess it is about parity today. Digits along the magenta Renban lines form a set of consecutive non-repeating digits in any order. So if you imagine here that this was a 2, these 2 cells could be 1 or 3, for example, so that they are consecutive. It could also be 3 and 4. What it couldn't be, and notice what it says, it could be in any order. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be descending in a particular order. That could be 2, 4, and 3, for example. That would be fine. What wouldn't be fine is having a 3 in here and a 5, because they're no longer a consecutive set of digits. Notice it does say non-repeating digits, so this couldn't have ever been a 2 either. Adjacent cells connected with an X must sum up to 10. So this cell here, if it was a 2, this would have to be an 8 to make sure that these 2 cells add up to 10. Same up here. And last but not least, digits in a cage do not repeat. I don't think that was really necessary in this particular cage. And sum to the clue in the top left. So if this cell here was a 4, for example, this would have to be an 8 to make sure that these 2 cells add up to 12, which is the sum that's given in the top left corner. So, as always, if you want to play along, find the Odd Knight. I think it's fairly obvious from the thumbnail where it is. Link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So one thing I would kind of notice as I was looking at this puzzle, whilst explaining the rule sets, is that nothing really is standing out as the place to start, other than the quads. The Renbans, they're too short, they're only 3 cells. The X's, again, not a huge amount of influence. The only thing that maybe I can make a determination about is that they're most likely odds. And I'll probably prove that as part of the solve. And then 12, there's 3 ways of doing 12 in 2 cells. 3, 9, 4, 8, and 5, 7. Again, not very easy to necessarily make progress. Now, here is where I was kind of thinking, particularly this cell. So I'm going to do a bit of coloring today. Let's say this cell is blue. And we know that it is an even digit because it's in that quad. And therefore we know it is also part of this quad. But normal Sudoku says, well, blue can't be either of these two cells. Anti-Knight move says, well, 2 steps forward, 1 step aside, that can't be blue either. That's blue. Right, and this cell then becomes immediately interesting. Let's call it green. These two cells cannot be green, just normal Sudoku. That's green. We'll keep going. Hopefully we'll get all of them. Yep, yellow can see this cell, but not this cell. Knight move. So that's yellow. That's red. That's red. Let's keep it going. Notice what I meant about these two are probably odd. I'll just sort of walk you through it, since I did say I will mention it. So essentially, if you're thinking about two cells that can make up a 10, 1, 9 is one option, 2, 8 is another, 3, 7 is another, 4, 6 is another. Notice, because we're adding up to an even digit, the two cells must be of the same parity. They're either both odd or they're both even. This cell can't be even. I've already placed in the box all the even digits as part of this quad, and therefore this cell here is not 2, 8 and not 4, 6. I imagine, yeah, we can do the same thing for the 12. This could be, if you remember, 3, 9, 4, 8, 5, 7. Well, this cell can see both blue with an anti-knight move, and then obviously green, red, and yellow with normal Sudoku. So this is also odd. I suspect this will also be odd, but we'll take a look at that. There are other cells I can see that are also odd, and I'm actually thinking it's going to probably help us color box 5. For example, this Renban has 2 even digits on it because it's part of this quad, which makes for sure this cell odd. Anyway, let's give this a... all right, I can already see a color I can put. Take a look at green. So green with Sudoku means none of these are green. More Sudoku means none of these are green. Anti-Knight means these are not green because of this cell. It can see them all with Anti-Knight move. And we've just discussed this Renban. Given these two are even digits, that can't be a third even digit because, you know, how are you going to connect 3 even digits consecutively? So that's an odd digit, and therefore this is the only place that can be green. Green and green can see all of these cells now, so we can keep going. Green can see all of these cells in this quad. This can see this cell with anti-knight move, that's green. I think we're going to be able to color all the evens and odds. Sorry, all the evens. We haven't even thought about odds for a second. Right, red can see both of these cells, that makes this red. Sudoku means it can see this cell, it can see this cell, that's red. This is blue and yellow. How can I differentiate them? I think I can. I'll show you. Blue, given this is blue and yellow, I'll actually just pencil mark them for a second. Blue, Sudoku means none of these cells. Blue means Sudoku, none of these cells. Sudoku means none of these cells or these are blue. We've discussed already that this Renban means that this is an odd digit. That has to be the blue cell in box 5. There's no other place for it. Knight move now bounces back and tells us that can't be blue, that's yellow, and that's blue. Let's keep going. Yellow is none of these cells, just Sudoku. This is an odd digit, that's yellow. Yellow. Red is none of these cells, an anti-knight move, yeah, that's red. That's all 4 done in box 5. We can keep going now with just Sudoku, that's red. Green, sorry, Sudoku, but knight move, that's green. Remember, these have to be even, so this is blue and yellow, given we've already placed green and red. Blue can see this cell with knight move, that's blue, therefore that's yellow. Blue now in box 4, it's none of these cells. Oh, hang on, none of these cells either, that's blue. What have I not placed in here? I've placed all 4. Placed all 4. So I haven't placed yellow in box 6. It's none of these. None of these. Knight move says not this one. That's yellow. This is going surprisingly well. Blue. We've already established blue is not, or this is not even. So blue's down here. Not great. we've already established that this is not even either. Right, let's do green first. Right, this is not green. This is not green. Anti-Knight move says this is not green. This is not green because, again, we've discussed the 10 has to be, both have to be the same parity. That's green. That makes this blue because all the other cells couldn't be. And we already covered the 12. Right, we're going to keep going. We need yellow somewhere in here. It's none of these cells. Right, let's talk about this one here. If it is even, it's an easier way of doing it. You need 2 even digits. Now, even if yellow is on here, it needs a second even digit to add up to 10. And blue, green, and red are all not available. So yellow is not here. Yellow is not there with Sudoku. Yellow is not there with Sudoku. Yellow is not there with Anti-Knight move. That's yellow. We can go all the way now, I think, at least with yellow. That means yellow is here. Yeah, just plain Sudoku now. Yellow is none of these. And yellow is basically done across the entire grid. We need red somewhere in here. We know it's not there. We know it's not here. It's one of 2 cells. I'll just put a flash in for now. I don't think we're going to need it. Red is in one of 2 cells up here. Probably need to do another color first and then come back to it. Red down here. Right, okay. Let's do other colors. We've done all 4 in here. Blue, fairly obvious in box 7. Just with Sudoku, that's blue. Yeah, we have 4 of them looking into box 3. So none of these are blue. That's the only place for blue. And I think that's 9 blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Greens, can we keep this going? Yes, we can. And in fact, helps us with red because essentially eliminates all of these cells except this one. That's green. Therefore, that's red. Therefore, that's not red. Therefore, that is red. Therefore, that's not red. Therefore, this is red. So that's, I think, 9 reds as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Greens, yeah, last one is here. Just Sudoku again. And I think that is the full set of even digits done. Yeah, I think I'm correct in saying that. Right, we can use these Renbans to probably determine an order for them. So what's kind of catching my eye now is blue and yellow are adjacent. So if I just put them in here for a second, essentially we have 2, then a 3, then 4, then a 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. Now, blue and yellow are connected. Blue and red are connected. So we know that blue is essentially a middling digit. It has to be able to see at least 2 even digits. If it was a 2, it wouldn't be connected to 4 or 6. So it would only be connected to 4, not 6 or 8. So blue is a middle digit. Red is connected to green, so red is also a middle digit. And then the others are essentially 2, 8. Hopefully that made sense. It did to me. So we can just pencil mark all of these. And what I'm hoping for is that these Renbans now can actually allow us to place digits. You know, it's been almost 10 minutes. So can we get a digit before 10 minutes? 9:57, 4, 6, 5, done. There you go. Exactly bang on 10. That's the only way you're going to have, obviously, 4 and 6 consecutive. On a Renban, this has to be a 5. Can I place a bunch of 5s? Probably. 5, not Sudoku, not Knight move, not Knight move, that's 5. Not Knight move, that's 5, 5. 5 can never be on the 10. Not here as part of Knight move, so 5 is in one of 2 cells. So if that's a 5, obviously that would be a 7. 5, we can actually do a bit better. That's a Knight move away. That's a Knight move away. Sorry, 1 second, I'm going to pause. Right, sorry about that. So I think that was a 5, not 5, 5. Right, not 5, not 5. 5 is in one of two cells. Again, never on the 10, otherwise we'd require a double 5. 5 is not any of these cells, it's one of these two. 5 is definitely in here. 5 means it's one of two cells. Right, so we've got a couple of, I say couple, just the one, if I pay attention, X-wing with the 5s that I guess we have to use the rest of the odd digits to help us resolve them. Now that this is not 5 or 7, we know that this is, and it's not 4 or 8, it is definitely 3, 9. Making these 1, 7. 1 would be partnered up with a 9, 7 would be partnered up with a 3. This cell to join either the 2 and 4 or the 6 and 8, this is either 3, 7, and I think the same thing in here, yeah, this is 2, 4 or 6, 8, this is another 3, 7. Making this 1, 9, making this 3, 7, 3, 7 pair in column 7 makes that a 1, a 9, a 3, a 9, a 7. That 9 gives me a 1, a 9. This 3 and 9 doesn't see these two cells, so not helpful. 9, however, is in here. Let me just think. These 3 7s are different. This cell and this cell sees it with Sudoku, this cell with Anti-Knight move. So this is 1 or 9, it's not 9, that's 1. This 3 7 is not here because of Knight move, that's 3 7, that's 9. Then we've got these two 3 7s are the same. This 3 7 is a different one. It's not here, it's here. That's the 1. Okay, let's go elsewhere. 9 kind of obviously now here. 1 has to be there. I got another 3 7 pair in this column as well. This is 1 or 9, it's not 1, that's 9. 1 is neither of these cells, that's 1. This is another 3 7 pair. That 7 tells me what it is. That's 3, that's 7, that's 3, that's 7. Just to add up to 10. 1 9 pair. That makes this a 9, just completing column 3. That's 9. Doesn't really help me resolve much. You can see that, excuse me, 9 sees this cell with Anti-Knight move. That's 9. 1, 9. That makes this another 3 7. We're going to have to come back and think about these 3 7s. I need a 1 in one of two cells. 1 in one of two cells in here. Just, you know, Sudoku. But this one helps me. That's not the 1, that's the 1. Therefore, that's the 1. This is another 3 7. In fact, it's a 7 because that's a 3. That's 7. That's 3. That's 7. That gives me a 3, a 7. Now, if I want to, I can go around and replace all the greens with 8s, all the reds with 6s, etc. I'll do like a substitution at the end, though. I always like these grand reveals. Not much of a grand reveal, though. We kind of know what it is, though. That's 3. I need a 7 between these two cells. That 7 tells me the order, which also resolves the 5 X-wing. And if I've not made any mistakes, oh, hang on, let me resolve these. 7, 3, 7. Have I done all the, nope, that's 3. I think I've done all the 3s and 7s now. Right. 8. 6. 4. And if I've not made any mistakes, 2 for the finish. Phenomenal puzzle, Megan O33. You know, given my condition and solving it in around 15 minutes, I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure this is a 2-star difficulty rated puzzle. I think if you struggle to see the break-in, and if you're not that familiar with knight moves, maybe it will take you a bit of time, or it takes you a while to catch on to the Renbans being, you know, consecutive, that these are evens, therefore this is odd. But I mean, what a phenomenal puzzle and construction, Megan. Thank you so much for creating it and sharing it with us. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video. Fingers crossed the next time I'm recording, I'm feeling a little bit better, and you get to hear a slightly better voice. See you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.